So when you think of rock and roll singers going back years that are very pro-America, it would be hard to find anybody who's more pro-America than the boss himself, Bruce Springsteen. But he's not feeling so pro-America right now. So he was just on stage and he was rocking out to a huge crowd, and he took some time to address the Trump administration as corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous. Yeah. Yeah. So hold on here. Sorry about that.
Did he start off with born in the US?
There's so many USA references when it comes to this guy, right? But he paused in the middle of the live set and he said, in my home, the America I love, the America I've written about that has been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years, it's currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration.
Oh, glad you noticed.
Yeah, he seems to be paying attention, doesn't he? He says, tonight we ask all who believe in democracy and the best of our American experiment to rise with us. Raise your voices against authoritarianism and let freedom ring. Later in the show, he checked in again. The last check of power after the checks and balances of government have failed are the people, you and me. He says it's in the union of people around a common set of values now that's all that stands between a democracy and authoritarianism. At the end of the day, all we've got is each other. And then he pauses again in the set and he says, there's some very weird, strange, and dangerous shit going on out there right now. In America, they are persecuting people for using their right to free speech and voicing their dissent. This is happening now. In America, the richest men are taking satisfaction in abandoning the world's poorest children to sickness and death. He said, in my country, they're taking sadistic pleasure in the pain they inflict on loyal American workers. They're rolling back historic civil rights that legislation has led to a more just and plural society. They're abandoning our great allies and siding with dictators against those struggling for their freedom. They're defunding American universities that won't bow down to their ideological demands. They're removing residents off American streets without due process of law and deporting them to foreign detention centers and prisons. He says, again, this is all happening right now. A majority of our elected representatives have failed to protect the American people from the abuse of an unfit president and a rogue government. They have no concern or idea for what it means to be deeply American. The America I've sung to you about for 50 years is real, and regardless of its faults, it's a great country with great people, so we will survive. Now, there's more and more in that, and I could go on for a little bit. But the man, the boss, Mr. Born in the USA himself is flipping out right now. And if that doesn't tell you the true state of what's going on in America, I cannot possibly have better words than his.
Now, he must have had some nervous people in his audience, because I bet you a lot of his people who love him and go to his concerts are MAGA.
I wouldn't doubt that at least 30% are MAGAites, or 25% that were in the crowd just sitting there going, oh, wow, I'm not going to speak up at the moment.
Yeah, don't look in his eyes. Don't look in his eyes.
Yeah.
Come on, Marjorie, we're leaving.
Yeah. And to be honest, that's the kind of response you'd expect from Kid Rock and some of these other ring-kissing MAGAites that just the Trumpism, you know? Pathetic. But is this is your story a story of defiance, or
not people aren't really too sure, but a life-size bronze statue of former US what do you mean former US First Lady Melania Trump has been chopped off at the ankles and stolen just 5 years after a wooden version of the same statue was set on fire in her hometown.
Yeah, an Inuit couple just took their art back. It's just...
The statue, located in a private field in Sevnica.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, in eastern Slovenia, where Melania was born, was reportedly stolen on May 13th. Local police confirmed the artwork has been sawed off and removed entirely, despite being bolted into the concrete and reinforced with metal bars. Now, this follows from an original statue carved from a tree on that stump. Get that out of the way. By a local artist, Alice Zup.
It looks like she was raised in a bird's nest.
Yeah, she's just illegal, just trying to escape. It featured Melania in a blue dress and was unveiled in 2019. And unfortunately, the statue was torched on July 4th, 2020, during US Independence Day celebrations. And the act was widely seen as a political statement. In response, the American conceptual artist Brad Downey replaced it with a bronze version in 2020, describing it as an anti-monument, anti-propaganda piece. Oh, I'm not too sure how that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, and every Inuit, Eskimo, or whatever person in Canadian North just went, hey, that is theft of our, come on, look at that.
Yeah. But now that, bronze statue's gone. So speaking from Germany, Downey said that he was a bit sad to hear about the theft, but noted, my feeling is that has something to do with the new election of Donald Trump. Well, who knows, right? Yeah. Who can guess? Now, while there's no official link between the theft and US politics, it comes just as Trump ramps up his efforts for another presidential run. Yeah, so yeah, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Now, despite being Slovenia's most famous export, Melania Trump's relationship with her homeland is complicated. Well, it's not that complicated. She hasn't been there since Trump's inauguration in 2017. And
she's not allowed to go home. She
barely mentions the place. Still, her influence remains commercial. Sevnica, a town of 5,000, has embraced the former First Lady with Melania braided. Why do they keep calling her the former First Lady?
I don't get it. Do they have a plot to kill her and they just released this too early?
But they do have Melania branded cakes, chocolates, and wines. Yes. Yeah, basically the
body of Christ. I mean, it's just
a bottle you can shove it in your pouch. I don't know.
You know what this really is? It's a reenactment of when she first landed on Earth in ancient times, and she said, "Take me to your leader. I will marry him for money." So if you're the one that did cut down the statue and you happen to have it in your backyard and you're cooking sausages and having a few beers right now, good on you, but don't get caught.
Never get caught with a Melania in the dark.
Not by the paparazzi. If you like what you see here, click those lovely buttons in the bottom because we would appreciate it very much.
And if you don't like what you see, do it anyway. We don't care. And if you have stolen a Melania statue of any kind whatsoever, or even tasted some of her cakes, or her, some of the merch that they make in that stupid bloody town, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Review 5 stars.
Yeah. I licked the Melania